Do you know what inner child work is? Before this year, I had no clue what it was. But actually, that wasn't really all the way true. I actually got introduced to it in 2000 by this Disney movie called The Kid. Hi, my name is Wallace, and we're talking about story lessons or stories from victories. It's covering both. Here we go. So, this movie starring Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is an image consultant, and he's a jerk to everybody.
Time is money.
Stop crying.
Try.
No, I mean right now. You're giving me a headache.
An image is everything.
Jerk.
You lousy jerk.
Jerk.
Just like Kevin Samuels, right? And he has a girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a jerk, but I can see the child in you. They used to be so nice and sweet." And he's like, "No, I'm a jerk because I'm a jerk."
Just when I think I've seen the worst in you, then I get the tiniest glimpse of the kid in you.
And one day, on his birthday, he wakes up and he sees this little kid in his house. And he's like, "How did you get in here? Please leave. This is my house." Yada, yada, yada.
As Russ Doritz, the man,
I know you.
meets Russ Doritz, the kid.
And it's interesting that Bruce Willis doesn't recognize himself. The kid is him. So the kid isn't a separate part of him. The kid is just another part of him. And we all have an inner child in us. As I've been going through this healing journey, learning about how sometimes our inner child wants to be the one driving us. And that could cause disasters because the inner child doesn't know better, because it's seeking to be loved, to be understood, to be held, to just be there. And just like an actual child, because it is an actual child, just not literally, just more like, I want to say mentally or metaphorically, that this child is seeking guidance, and it doesn't know better, and it'll make decisions based on the information it knows. So think of it like your inner child's like something traumatic happened, and your brain snapshot where what happened at that moment, and then boom, you have a copy of yourself, this inner child. So Bruce Willis is in the movie. He's like, "Man, leave me alone. I don't want you in my life. I'm repressing you. I have repressed you. I don't remember you," which is weird because he looks like, think about it. It'd be like if you didn't recognize yourself in a picture when you were younger. It'll be weird. But essentially, that's what Bruce Willis is doing in the movie. He's acting like he doesn't remember himself because he's actively trying to forget it because of the painful things he experienced, like the bullying and his mom dying from cancer, right? So they spend time together. It's a Disney movie. And then they start to bond. And then, for some strange reason, they end up back in time when, I don't remember the kid's name, by the way. And the little kid, he gets to face his bullies, and he wins, right? And Bruce Willis there cheering him on. He gave him some lessons. He's like, "You got to do this and do that, man. I got you, bro." And they're celebrating. But Bruce Willis' mom, in the past, picked him up from school, and she's dying from cancer. And his father's like, "What's wrong with you? You're killing your mother. Foster, what's wrong? Stop crying. Be a man."
What is the matter with you?
I'm sorry.
How could you do this to your mother? What are you trying to do? Kill her faster?
What?
We're gonna lose. You pull some stunt like you did today. You're killing her.
I found the screw, Dad. Look, the screw.
Stop crying.
Here's the screw, Dad. Look, here it is. Here it is. I found it.
Stop
Please,
crying.
Daddy, look at the screw. Here it is.
Stop crying. Stop. You gotta grow up. Now, do you understand? Grow up. Grow up.
And Bruce Willis, the little kid, I'm just calling him, yeah, he's crying and he's shaking. Bruce Willis is watching this. He's back in time, like Back to the Future. He's watching himself act out as his father is shaming him. He's not even listening. He doesn't even care about the fight. He's like, "Your mother's dying." And that traumatic event was a pivotal point. Not even just the fight. That little event, okay, really wasn't little, by the way, changed the course of his life. And Bruce Willis, he just watching the thing from afar. He can't change the past. But what he could do is what he didn't have the opportunity to do was to parent himself in the way that he needed to. His father was also going through a traumatic experience, dealing with his wife dying, but didn't know how to process it properly. So he's taking out all his anger on his son, which was not helpful at all. So what Bruce Willis does, not only does he comfort his younger self, he also hugs him.
No. No, you didn't do it. It's not your fault. Dad was just saying those things because he's scared. Because he knows that he has to raise you alone. He doesn't know how to do it.
I thought you never cried.
Since my 8th birthday.
And that's amazing, because that's one of the things I've been learning is that for so many of us, the inner child in us wants to be comforted, to be parented in a way that it deserved to, and it wasn't, and it just continually acts out in certain ways because it doesn't know any better. And he physically hugged himself. Like, obviously you can't hug the inner child in your head, but you could in your head. You could show the love to yourself that you weren't shown by your parents or your guardians or someone in authority. However you were mistreated, you have the opportunity to do it to yourself. And Bruce Willis went back to his time and he proposed to his girlfriend with a dog, and then he became nicer. It's a Disney movie. But the lesson overall was that we all have childhood traumatic experiences that we haven't dealt with properly, and they affect us even as adults. And we have to address them because they're going to keep replaying over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, because that inner child is always with us. They're never going to leave. So I want to shout out Drew Boa and the Husband Material course and podcast who put me on for this information, and Eddie Caparucci and his book on inner child healing, especially dealing with unwanted sexual behavior. It's been really helpful in this healing journey, to giving me not just insight, but clarity for going forward in this healing journey. Once again, I'm still starting a support group for guys who want to get healing and support. Thank you for always listening. You know, just like VeggieTale says, God made you special and he loves you very much. Goodbye.